other than paying attention to who you're about to listen to. I ask this of every ADHDer out there and all of you who have other things going on. Put it all aside. Let your spirit and attitude be known to Simon that you are excited to hear from him this morning. As we set out today, all of you, to break our own record as an agency and go for the very first time a $1 million number, here is what I know. As each of you sets out to challenge yourself and to do something you've never done yourself personally, together, we will do something very special, no matter what that number is on March 31st. Many years ago, while at one of our company conventions, and I've been to 41 of them, an unknown, inspired kid came up to me, yanked my jeans, and asked if he could get some time with me and visit with me in New Jersey to see our operations and share some of the success that we've had. At that time, we were continuously ranked one of the top agencies in the company, as we continue to be that. As the hip hop lyrics says, Simon started with just a dream. And that dream for him was so big, and it continues to grow inside this beautiful life. I know that one of his desires one day is to buy the Cleveland Browns, and they certainly do need a better owner than the one they have now. So I pray for you, Simon, every day that you will be buying that team. Equal, I'm going to turn it over in a second here, guys. Get ready. Equal to his business accomplishments, Simon now oversees not one, but 2 youth programs aimed at helping inner city kids have the same opportunity that he has. Forgive me for getting a little emotional, but this is why I love this kid. He knows that he got blessed so he can bless others to have what he has. Simon is committed to helping everyone and anyone who is willing to listen to him and let him into their imagination and hearts. He is a coach to the youngest among us and to people like me, a little bit more senior than most of you. I am so profoundly grateful to have him in my life and to share this beautiful young life with all of you here this morning as he kicks off our March Madness 2022 here at GigAct. Let's show Simon some love from the GigAct family as he shares his passion and living and winning with us. Come on, Simon.
What's up? What's up, GigAct Agency? Love you guys so much. It's truly been a dream in this company that we share together. But I want you to know that the agency that you guys are in is one of the all-time greatest in the history of our company. And as I look at I love the new hoodies. The GigAct hoodies with the Globe Life representation on there. The Globe. Globe is a huge company. I just came back from the Globe Life Awards, where they blessed me with the opportunity to receive what they call the Legacy Award, which I'm excited about because it's not really, it doesn't have anything to do with any of my own production that I've done, any records that were broken. It wasn't winning the category. It's what have you done to help others that have impacted people of Globe Life. And when you look at Globe Life in the billions upon billions of dollars in assets and the over 100-year legacy that they have and stability, and you look at being a holder of other insurance companies, when you really understand how big of a role that American Income plays in Globe's success, and then you really take a snapshot of if they had to look at the last 30, 40 years, who's made the biggest difference in American Income success, you'd have a hard time not finding Giglione Ackerman and Giglione First and Giglione Ackerman amongst some of the top organizations in the history of American Income and Globe Life. And what I respect so much is that it's still relevant to this day. One of only a few people that have led this company for over 40 years that is still relevant to this day. And what a beautiful thing it is when the opportunity is presented that the student has an opportunity to become a teacher, which is when I look at who has impacted my life over my 16-year lifespan of American Income, all the way down to the way that I dress in the pocket square. I wouldn't even known how to do that if it wasn't for Gigs jumping in and rehabilitating my dress code, back in the day that was a little bit off, to say the least. And so I owe so much to the greats of this company, and Gigs is one of the greats of this company. And then I've watched you partner up with Ackerman, and I've grown to love and respect David Ackerman also so much. I mean, if not only the numbers speak for themselves, but the work ethic that this man still puts into people and into this company amongst having his own family, how could you not get behind and believe in and fall in love with a person that has such character and integrity? I mean, trust is the word that comes to my mind when it comes to David Ackerman. Like him or not, love him or not, agree with them or not, on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, one thing that'll never come up is do you not trust this man? You can trust this person with your life and with the future business decisions. When I think of stability of the organization, that organization ain't going nowhere with somebody of the character and experience of David Ackerman. And so you guys just first off really understand and appreciate where you're coming from, because history has a lot to do with where you're going. If you want to know where somebody's going, just take a look at where they've been. And not everybody can choose their parents. You can't choose the organization that you come into. And so your opportunity is different and probably a little bit better in the organization that you're in than it is in 95% plus 99% of the places in America, that you're in. And so first appreciating and understanding and having pride in what it is that you're doing. And so this is a month for me that is always special. March of 2008 is when I took over opening up my own organization in American Income, where I moved to Pittsburgh with myself, 3 people, and my mom who quit her job, that same single mom that, most of my childhood raised us on welfare. And I watched her battle through 2-3 jobs to put us in a healthier situation moving into high school. So that woman busts her butt all her life. And then once she finally gets a district manager role where she's making 70, 80 grand and can breathe after 20 years of hustle, she quits her job to bank on her 24-year-old son that 5 years before that was always a little bit of trouble. And so she banks on that and quits her job, moves to Pittsburgh. And in March of 2008, the president says, we're in the worst economic time since the Great Depression, and we're opening up a business, and mom quit her job. And so March is a special month for me because of that. March is a special month for me because I look at March of 2006, which was my first full year with the company. I had the opportunity to win March Madness. I got lucky. Zach Hart took the month off that month, and so I was better than everybody else. In my 4th month with the company, I won March Madness, and it would prove to be a launching pad for me. I came in, my resume was called, so I wasn't a preferred walk-on. I wasn't a recruit. I didn't get a scholarship. I wasn't a first-round draft pick. Some of you are personal recruits of others. Marcus called my resume. Nobody really knew who I was, and so my real true launch was winning March Madness. And so I realized how much that one huge month can do for somebody. Some people downplay it and think it's not a big deal, but a couple big games in college can launch you into the NFL. A couple big games in high school could get you recognized for a college scholarship. And a big month in March could get you recognized in your organization as somebody that's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future and prove to be a launch pad for some of you that have just been waiting for an opportunity. And that opportunity is now here in the month of March. And so I pulled out a little reading, that I always go back. I heard Gigs, saying a lot of the people read the same stuff and go to the same people. Maxwell has definitely become, one of those for me over the years. And so is James Allen, one of the great authors of all time. And so I'm going back to James Allen, as a man thinketh, and I wanted to share something with you that I shared with my people last week. A person's mind is like a garden. If no useful seeds be put into it, weeds will grow and spread. Just as a person tends to his or her garden, weeding out all the wrong and useless things that are growing and watering seeds of fruits and vegetables, so must a person do for their mind. Fruit is useful thoughts. Man is the master gardener of his soul. Outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related with their inner state. If we believe we are a creature of outside conditions, we believe things are out of our control. But when we realize out of our own thoughts and character development, it will have much to do with what goes on outside, we begin to learn the power and control that we actually have over much of our life. Men and women are willing to change their circumstances, but are unwilling to change themselves. Therefore, they remain bound. And so if you were to look at that, basically what that talks about is how much power and control you have over your life when you realize the power that you have over your own thoughts, not making excuses to outside circumstances, and being willing to change yourself in order to change your circumstances so you don't remain bound. And so when I look at what are you up against in a big month, in the month of March, I think in a battle, it's important to know yourself, but it's also to know, it's important to know what you're up against. What are some of your challenges and obstacles? And, quitting is one of them. I wrote down 3 things. One is quitting, not quitting that you walk out the door and quit, but quitting in a form of, you could watch a sport, you could watch a game go on and people quit, but they didn't walk off the field and quit. They just quit giving their best effort. They quit believing. They quit playing their position. They quit having the mindset that we still have an opportunity to win. And so those people quit. They just haven't made it official. Some people have died already in their life. They just haven't made it official at the years of 20, 30, 40 years old. And so quitting is what you're up against, because this is a failure business. This is a failure business like baseball. 1 out of 3 will put you in the Hall of Fame, definitely put you in the Major League Baseball All-Stars. And so in this business, you can go 1 out of 3, and over the course of 100 presentations, hear 30 yeses and 70 nos, and let the 70 nos wear you down. And so you start to gradually quit as the game goes on. So me and Marcus used to talk about, is this person a 4-down back? Can this person carry the ball in the 4th quarter? Can this person carry the ball on 4th down? Or they get worn out after round 1, round 2, round 3, carry the ball 1st, 2nd, 3rd. They ain't ready to carry it on 4th down after they've been taxed a little bit. And so I want to encourage you that this is a 4-quarter game here. This is just the 1st quarter. Not all of your efforts will be immediately compensated in the 1st week. Like, you may give it everything you got and then not get exactly back in return what you thought you should get out of that effort and quit going into the 2nd quarter is what you're up against. And it starts in your mind. So I want to challenge you to make a promise to your family, to make a promise to your future. It's not about people making money, your managers making money, the agency making money. It's about you making money. These gigs been making money for 40 years in this company. It ain't going to be determined more or less by what you do. I mean, it is, but I need you to understand it's not about us. It's about you, your goals. Make a commitment to yourself and to your family and to your vision that I will not quit after the 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter. I'm not quitting until the clock says 0. If that means I sucked for 30 days and there's 1 day left, I made a commitment that I'm going to give it everything I have, because so often the value is brought in the final days. When life has tested you, the other 28, 29 days to say, how bad does she really want it? How bad does he really want it? A lot of people say they want it. How can I find out how bad this kid really wants it? How can I find out how bad this woman really wants it? Well, it's to put them through the test of time. And you got to be relentless. So no quitting. Next thing is doubting. I think everybody has points in their life and times where they start to doubt themselves, even if only a little bit. Maybe they don't tell anybody, but there's these thoughts like weeds in a garden that you got to pull up, like James Allen talks about, these little seedlings of doubt that start to creep into your mind, the enemy's voice into your mind. And how you beat that is faith. Is hope is only brought to life through faith. Faith is when you start to have action. Faith is, I'm going to actively do something with my mind and with my body. Hope is, I'm not doing nothing. It's just a thought. I hope that one day I can make my life better. Faith is before I know for a fact, when things are not going my way, I'm going to have faith as an activity, which is like a bridge to making things happen in your life. And so when you doubt, I want you to have faith and focus on the numbers. Just give yourself an activity goal, which is the third thing, is work ethic. An activity goal is something that you can control. How many presentations are you committing to yourself for the month of March, taking your emotions out of it? How many dials are you committing to yourself this week, taking your emotions out of it? If you did great and went 19 for 19, how many calls did you commit to yourself you were going to make? It ain't about the result. It's about your character. It's about, if I say I'm doing something, take it to the bank, I'm going to do it. So if I said I'm making 1,000 calls, if I drop 15,000 by Thursday, I'm still making 1,000 calls. If I blanked out by Friday, I'm still making 1,000 calls. How many calls are you committing to yourself? How many presentations are you committing to yourself? Because I need you to focus on your work ethic. Otherwise, you'll focus on your emotions, and your emotions will go up and down based on the amount of production that you did that day, telling you if you had a good day or a quote bad day. A good day is, did I live up to being the best woman or man that I could be? That's a good day. Is, did I make the calls that I said I would make? Or did my calls drop because I got the result and I quit early? Or did my calls drop because I got frustrated emotionally? Character. And so, do emotions run your life, or do your decisions run your life? Often people get out of energy not because of what they do, but because of what they don't do that brings energy to them. And so I want to encourage you to pour motivation into yourself on a daily basis. Still, when I would be in Jersey and spend time with Giggs as we would ride in the car over the train tracks to get coffee, he and I are listening to motivation. 40 years later, 16 years later, millions of dollars in premium later, bunch of renewals later, we're listening to things that fill us up in the morning, and we're getting excited so we could go in there and get other people excited. And so you have to understand that energy, sometimes those nights we were up till 12 o'clock, up at 5, 6, going to the gym. Giggs 50, 60 years old, still a ton of energy. Why? Because of what you're pouring into yourself. It's sometimes you run out of energy, not for what you do, but for what you're not doing. And so I want to encourage you to inspire yourself on a daily basis by finding something or someone you could plug into that brings you energy to start out your day. It's not that when hard times come, it's not that you can't handle the situation. It's can you manage your mind and manage your emotions when these things come up? Thoughts and emotions try to take over your natural progress. And so it's when these things come up over the course of the month, I want you to understand this is your opportunity to not manage the situation, manage your mind and your thoughts. Because when you manage your mind and your thoughts, now you start to become in control of your life, bringing it full circle of starting out with James Allen. And so I just want to encourage you out there to do something special with your effort, because that's all that you can control. I want you to do something special with your production. I want you to break records. It takes discipline. It takes work. But the real challenge is the leaders in here. Can you guys still make sure that you do a good job recruiting so you don't pay the price in the month of April, in the month of May for not recruiting? Well, that's hard, coach. No shit. Being a millionaire is hard. Creating a legacy that goes 3 generations, 4 generations deep is hard. Did you come here for hard or easy, or did you come here to change your life? This is a place where you got an opportunity to change your life. Everything got easier when we no longer had to door knock and drive 2 hours away to our appointments. So I don't want to hear about it being hard. It's easier than it's ever freaking been before. Put focus in both areas and don't do something that'll trade you 1 month for the cause of losing April and May. And so you got to keep your focus a little bit on the recruiting also, leaders, and make sure that you're getting results there. But the challenge to you is throughout 30 days, however many days we got in this month, 31 days in the month of March. What do we got at 31 days? Through the 31 days, can you manage your emotions? Because out of 31 days, not all days are going to be great ones. And what dictates the good ones and the great ones is not how you handle the good ones and the great ones. It's how you handle the shitty ones. Everybody can handle good ones. Sunny days, everybody loves them. Tell me, baby, can you stand the rain? Everybody loves good days. Who can't be positive when you drop 3,000 for today? Who can't have a good attitude when you went 4 for 4? That don't separate you from people. What separates you is, can you take a hit? Can you take a punch? That's what separates you. Do you want to be a part of the top 1% of America? It's not about hitting. It's about taking a hit and keeping the ability to move forward. That's the challenge to you over the next 31 days. Controlling the things that you can control in your life is something that will provide you value for the rest of your life, in or out of business. Controlling only what you can control. Letting go of what you cannot control. What's in my control is the amount of calls that I make. What's in my control is my attitude. Renew your spirit every day on your attitude and the amount of calls that you're going to make. Monday's its own day. You get an A or you get an F. 1 through 10. Attitude, effort. Erase it. Good or bad. Monday. Start over on Tuesday. Attitude, effort. 1 to 10. Why would you not be able to get a 10 in attitude and a 10 in effort every day? There's no reason why you can't get a 10 every single day with your attitude, if you're intentional about it, and your effort, if you're intentional about it. And imagine what the month is going to look like for you 31 days later if you get a 10 out of 10 every single day with your effort and your attitude, because you've done that type of work in the process. And the person that you will develop to be over 31 days, the real internal growth that will happen from you controlling the things you can control, and effort and attitude in the process. And so I want to congratulate you guys already on a huge month. I want you guys to think big and go out there and do some things that have never been done before in your organization and for yourself personally. And I also want to let you know that I'm behind you. I got so much respect for you and what you do in this organization. Without you guys, we don't have a company, and it's not always easy to do what we do, but we didn't ask for easy. We asked for life-changing stuff, and that's what we got today. All right.
Amen.
I appreciate you guys. I love you.
Don't go anywhere, guys. Give him some love. Come on now. Come on. That was amazing. Thank you, Simon. Don't go anywhere, anybody. 2 seconds. For those of you who are serious about getting the 30K club ring, join us at 12 o'clock noon in the agency Zoom. Jared, are you out there? Jared, where are you?
Right here, Gigs.
All right, Jared, would you please get that ring in front of everybody? I wish all of you were there in the Impact Center when we took pictures of these 5 beautiful people: Imani Banks, Ann Banco, Jose Matos, Dan Arif, and Jared. Jared, show them the ring. Yes, see, take a look at that ring. Keep it. There you go. Look at that. Look at that ring.
Lighting's not the best, but
go slow.
Cool.
Front. Let me
Very
see the
cool.
front. Look at the GA logo. Look at the globe.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Where's your name?
doubt
I want
about
to
it.
see your name on it. There it is. Jared, how come they didn't put Guglielmino? Were the letters too long? Is that what it
Too
was?
Yes,
long,
there were
Too
too
long.
many letters. It's all right,
Oh
though.
boy. So super excited, guys. We are officially kicked off at this moment. We want to wish for all of you attitude level 10, effort level 10. We'll see those of you that are serious. By the way, I have something very personal and something very special for those of you that are going after 30K. If you're serious, get in that room at 12 o'clock. We'll see you guys then. Make it a great day. Let's have a great March Madness. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a hand. Let's